All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, June 6th. We got a decent amount of NBA games for a Thursday. I think there's 10 games on the slate today. However, we are on the road. We're on the West Coast right now, so obviously we're a few hours behind as well. But on the road, we don't go through like we normally do each and every game, and I give you my lean on anything in that game. Instead, I actually have 5 plays coming your way this morning, but still keep an eye on the pinned comment for any of my added plays or anything like that, because obviously we might still go through the slate throughout the day. But for now, and I'm actually surprised that we got 5, we do have 5 plays that I'm liking for today's slate. So we'll send those your guys' way in this video, guys. I know this may look a little bit different, sound a little bit different. I say that every time we are on the road, but appreciate everyone still tuning in, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button as well, even when we are on the go. I'd rather get a video out that maybe just the production value that I like that's way up here, maybe it comes down to like right here, but I'd still rather get the video out and keep this train rolling. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that. In terms of, actually, before we even get into the picks here, we got this going over on Twitter right now. If you guys are new, or if you aren't new, there's been a thing going on that every time I go on vacation, there's talk about every video I get more and more and more and more and more sunburn. Well, we're out here for a wedding this week, so I just can't get sunburn looking like a lobster in the suit for the pictures. So I'm going to try my best. I'm trying my best to avoid the sun. Well, not really avoid the sun, but make sure I don't get sunburned. But I tweeted, I said over under 2.5 days before I get burned. 82% of you guys saying under. No faith in me. I'm going to be kind of keeping you guys updated over on my Instagram as well at MLB Picks. But nonetheless, I just wanted to share that. But let's go ahead and jump into today. Last night we had a really, really good night, a 4-1 night, and oh my God, the Dodgers. I've seen it in the comments, and I may be jumping on board with this take. The Dodgers may just be on the season ban list. Like, them being one of the best teams in the league, being the only team to prevent the 5-0 sweep last night, absolutely absurd. What I do like is, I think we're kind of reeling back in. We're reeling back in that king of the bases talk. I mean, again, I don't call myself the king of the bases. Other people call myself the king of the bases, right? So call me the king of the bases. So neither here nor there. Let's jump into play number 1. It's kind of weird. We have 2 nerfies and then 3 player props, so definitely keep an eye for any added plays, but I like these as of right now. First play we have is going to be the Cubs Reds nerfie, meaning the under 0.5 in the first inning, also known as no runs in the first inning. This is a plus 100 play over on DraftKings. So for this one, we have the Reds trotting out Hunter Green, and the Cubs trotting out Javier Carne Asada. Neither one of these offenses really bat righties all that well, both of these pitchers being righties. I like Javier Asada on the road as well. And when you look at these two teams, 7 of the last 10 Cubs games have gone under in the first inning, which we love to see. 9 of the last 10 when they are on the road here. And then when you flip it to the Cincinnati side of things, when Hunter Green is on the mound of their last home games here, he's been cashing nerfies as well. I think it's 3 of the last 5 on the season. I like his spot here as well. 67% of games for when the Reds trot out Hunter Green as a starter. He cashes the under in the first inning. So I think this could be a good spot for 2, very capable pitchers and 2 offenses that I'm not necessarily thrilled with overall, right? Looking at a plus money number next to this line. So Cubs/Reds nerfy in the first inning. Again, obviously these are kind of like coin flip plays and that type of thing. If you aren't aware, that's what nerfies kind of come down to. Like Yerfies or nerfies. That's the way it's going to go, right? You're not going to not score a run or yes score a run. Like those are the only 2 ways you can end a first inning. But for plus 100 odds, I think we do have a decent little mark here. So Cubs/Reds nerfy in the first inning there, as opposed to the nerfy in the second inning. Next pick up, we get the Rockies taking on the Cardinals here. I also like the nerfy in this one. Now we have Sonny Gray on the mound for the Cardinals, so I really, really like that spot. I think where we could get in trouble or could sort of, I don't want to say lose this one, but is trusting Cal Quantrill on the mound here for the Rockies. But on the season, when he's on the road, 71% of his starts, the nerfies hit. And this isn't just him going out and pitching 3 innings. This is the entire, 6 outs of the first inning. So 71% of his away starts this season have cashed the nerfy. I also like the spot for Sonny Gray. 4 of his 5 home starts, that's 80%, have cashed the nerfy. So I think this could be another good spot here. I'm paying a little bit of juice. Like I said, these are kind of 50-50 type spots, right? But you're paying a little bit of juice there at minus 122. But I think that that's okay given the sense that I really am not worried about Sony Gray, you know what I mean? Like, I think that we're going to have to keep our eye on Quantrill going up against the St. Louis team that really has been batting righties very well, and their offense seems to be pretty damn good. So that's where the concern's going to be. Watch this play out in the way that, Quantrill goes out there and absolutely deals like 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, and Sonny Gray ends up blowing this. But as of right now, outside looking in before the game starts, I don't think we're going to have to worry about Sonny Gray. I think Cal Quantrill is going to be the man that we have to kind of worry about in this spot. But you know what? He's shown up a few different times against, or not just on the season. So I think that, through one time in the order, that's all we're asking for, right? We're not betting Rockies here, though back in Quantrill in the first inning might seem like we're kind of liking the Rockies, but just 3 outs from Quantrill. I'm confident that Sonny Gray can get it done as well. Let's keep it in the Cal, territory here. We got Cal Riley. Now, the next 3 picks are bases props, so this is going to be a firm test. We don't have all day to go through these. We got up really early and spent, a couple hours finding these plays, but usually we're looking all day, and we're super critical and super sort of, diligent in terms of what we make final plays. So we'll see. We got 3 bases props coming up. Can we go 2 for 3? 2 for 3, I think, would maintain the bases, the king of the bases crown here. But we got Cal Riley, Rayleigh, under 1.5 bases. I like this spot due to the fact that, a few reasons. He's hit the under in 70% of games this season here. The odds you're getting aren't that bad either, minus 140 over on DraftKings. He only has 1 game in which he's gone over this in his last 10. It was 4 games ago against the Angels in which he had 2 bases. So he's averaging 0.5 bases over his last 10. And I kind of like the matchup as well. You look at this matchup against JP Sears. Now, I'm not necessarily backing JP Sears, and spoiler alert, the next bases prop we also have is a Mariners player as well. So I guess we're putting a lot of faith into Cal Quantrill today and JP Sears, which is ludicrous. But nonetheless, Cal Riley here against JP Sears, I don't mind it. JP Sears, a left-handed pitcher. Riley, 152 batting average against lefties on the season. Batting average of balls in play, meaning he puts them in play, obviously, 77, so .077. Absolutely crazy. My one concern here is against left-handed pitchers, his extra base hit percent jumps to 71. That is an absurd number. Normally he's sitting right around the 40%. So I'm almost betting him not to even get a hit today in a sense. But, if you wanted to, I guess, sprinkle on that under 0.5 bases, you probably get way better odds. But overall here, we also have JP Sears against right-handed batters, right? His batting average against is 228, which is pretty, right? Decent. But against right-handed batters, 206. So it drops down. His extra base hit percentage against drops down into the 30s from 44. And then his slugging drops to 350 from 407. So maybe this is a decent spot for JP Sears to actually pitch well. He throws a slider, fastball, and change. Cal Rayleigh strikes out a lot against sliders, but his WOBA jumps to 582. That's weighted on base average, so it's almost like you can even call it like an on base. Essentially, it's not good to be high, okay? And it is. But then the fastball drops to 251. The changeup drops to 206. Even his sinker, which he only throws 9% of the time, shouldn't be a problem. And when looking at the heat map here, this is a spot in which Rayleigh likes to hit sliders that are left hanging high. Well, JP Sears likes to keep them low, which all pitchers do. So I do still think that if we can get past that slider, this is a good look for an under 1.5 total bases here for Cal Riley. Next up, I said it, his teammate, Dylan Moore, under 1.5 bases. So again, I'm kind of shaking in my boots looking at the fact that we have 2 batters here that are on the same team going up against a pitcher that I've been very, very critical of overall this year, and honestly just like I guess in general. But nonetheless, I think that we could have some decent spots here today for JP Sears to at least not let either of these guys get 2 bases, right? So he's hit the under in 8 straight games here and in 9 of his last 10 in 71% of games on the season here. On the road, he's hit it in 62%. On the road against lefties, 63%. His batting average does jump up when going up against left-handed pitcher, so I don't love that, but it's at 219 and then it jumps to 230, so it's like, okay, I don't necessarily get all that scared. The biggest thing here is that JP Sears against Dylan Moore has not been all that great. 10 plate appearances since 2018, a 400 slugging, a 300 average, 4 total bases, 1 extra base hit, and 3 hits overall. So I could see that kind of deterring people. But what I like is, again, slider, fastball, change is going to be what Sears is going to give you. Moore stinks against the slider, so we love to see that. The fastball, he's okay against, but then the change, he also stinks against that. So the way I look at it is we have 2 of the 3 top pitches from this pitcher Dylan Moore struggles against. So, I might be speaking out of both sides of my mouth. We have, on one side, he's hit Sears really well, but on the other side, the numbers say that he shouldn't. So we'll see where this one comes out. 10 plate appearances against, medium sample size, right? So we'll see. But I still do like the spot here for Dylan Moore. Maybe to get a hit. Maybe he does get a hit off of him. The batting average increases, but we stay below 2 bases. You know what I mean? And our last pick here is going to be Tyler O'Neill of the Red Sox, under 1.5 bases. I'm telling you, I guess we really are targeting some pitchers today that we're going to have to put our trust in. But this is Tyler O'Neill against a right-handed pitcher in Woodford. He's batting .223 against righties. His extra base hit percent drops as well. He's going to get a slider, sinker, cutter, fastball, change. Really those first 3, slider, sinker, cutter, only the pitchers that he sees. His WOBA and K his K percentage jumps on all 3 of those, which is good. His WOBA drops on all of those, which is really good. The one concern we have here is the fact that Tyler O'Neill is a power hitter, and with one swing of the bat could kind of, I was going to say knock this out of the park, pun intended, but could kind of blow this under. But nonetheless, I think the matchup is still pretty damn good and still there for him. So Tyler O'Neill under 1.5 bases is going to be our 3rd and final bases prop, but our 5th and final play. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. I know these weren't the sexiest picks. We have 2 Nerfies, which Nerfies are fun, and then 3 unders. But nonetheless, that's what we found this morning. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment 12. You made it pretty much 12 minutes into this video, which, because we had 5 picks, it's a longer than normal road game. But I do appreciate everyone tuning in, even when the videos aren't the same. I pride the channel on the fact that we go through every single game. We have something to talk about every game. We have good graphics and everything like that, right? I love that. When we have to do the road videos, I know they take a step down, but the real ones still mess with it, and the real ones still rock with me. So I appreciate the hell out of you guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out. I'm not getting sunburned either. I'm not. Keep you guys posted on my Instagram, @FPicks. Where is it? Over there. Go follow me. But catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.